Episode 5 begins and we see Sarah's brother Nathan taking care of the livestock.
I'm Trudy.
Easy. We just got here. As he feeds the goats, some random comes over to inform him about Sarah's medical episode.
It's your sister. Something happened at the diner. They're taking her to the clinic.
Finally, now we can break out that bottle of champagne we've been saving.
I really am feeling much better.
Christy looks over Sarah at the clinic, and while she feels fine now, Christy still wants to keep Sarah overnight for observation.
I can have someone go get Nathan.
No.
Sarah says that Nathan is a worrier, and she wants to avoid him for now.
Yo, fuck that dude.
We hear the door slam and Boyd enters clutching at his hand. It was bothering him last episode too. It must be getting worse. With both Ethan and Sarah now experiencing seizures, Boyd is wondering if the town can affect you physically as well as mentally.
These seizures, you think it's possible to have a physical reaction to this place?
Sure, why not?
With Sarah wanting to avoid her brother,
Yeah, I don't know.
Boyd runs interference with Nathan.
She's sleeping. Is there anything else going on that we should know about? Anything that might help Christy figure out what's wrong?
I don't know. It's a mystery.
He convinces Brohams to come back tomorrow, and we cut over to the Matthews family. Ethan is worried about Sarah as Jim has a really good idea.
We're gonna play a little game.
Jim is determined to find some answers and hands everyone a marker.
We're gonna do some problem solving. And the way you problem solve is by asking questions. No matter how crazy, no matter how unlikely. Put it up on a board, you get it out in front of you so that you can identify everything you know and everything you don't.
I don't know shit about fuck.
Now this is what I want to see. This makes sense. This is gonna be great.
That's where we begin.
Down the block, Nathan stares at Sarah's bloody clothes laid out on the kitchen table. If he sniffs that dress, this video is over.
Disgusting. I'm blocking you.
Evening arrives, and over at the clinic, Sarah can't sleep.
Report comment.
She opens a drawer and we see a bunch of pointy things. Things Sarah probably shouldn't be around. She stares at her arm and Christy enters to break her nightmarish reverie.
You blood-gusted!
Take a nap, but I messed it up. I can't sleep.
Yeah, me neither.
The girls sit down to chat and we find out Christy's deal with Kenny. Turns out she has a fiance named Marielle back home and she feels quite guilty for being stuck here.
How about you? Do you have anybody back at home?
Sarah shares that she's single.
I was with someone, but he wasn't. It's better that he's not around anymore.
He's definitely dead! And that her brother Nathan is all she has left in the world. Things apparently weren't all that great for Sarah back home, and Nathan saved her from something.
Nathan was the one who saved me.
Could be a crackhead!
Sarah asks Christy a very on-the-nose hypothetical question about getting out of here.
If there was something you could do, something that would let everyone here go home, even if it was something bad, would you do it?
And apparently gets whatever validation she is looking for.
Yeah.
Back at Matthews HQ, Jim examines the board for clues, and Tabitha continues not helping anyone with anything.
Jim, everyone here has asked the same question. How does writing them on the wall going to make any difference?
Because...
Worthless motherfucker!
Why she doesn't just go along with this, I don't know. If you ask me, it'd be far more interesting to watch these two work together.
We're gonna figure it out together.
To solve their immediate problems with the town, and also the problems with their marriage.
Okay.
Using the board as a medium to help facilitate a rekindling of their long-lost passion.
That does sound good.
What do you think, Tabitha?
No.
Oh, yeah, right. Christy walks Sarah out of the clinic, and Nathan, who must be worried sick by now, runs up the drive to check on his sister. He really just wants some basic information, and Sarah just blows him off.
Why are you suddenly acting like everything's okay?
I need to get to the diner. Mrs. Lou is going to be worried. I love you so much.
You're way too close!
Over at Colony House, Fatima is checking on Julie. Julie is in her space upstairs and making a list of all the people back home who must be worried sick about her.
I mean, it's gotta be worse for them, right?
No, it isn't. Is anyone else trapped in their homes getting murdered on a nightly basis? No, that's a you problem. Sensing the vibe, Fatima invites Julie downstairs for some fun in 5.
Get dressed and meet me downstairs in 5?
And heads outside for backup.
She's, making the list. I think it's time we show her the Brundles.
What the hell is even that?
Down the block, Jade is mumbling his way through town when he happens across Trudy chilling outside the bar.
Sorry?
Is that a radio? Why are you carrying it around?
Because it helps me think, sort of.
Jade has apparently gone a little crazy since last episode. Trudy flirts with Jade and puts his crotch on Mac's cooldown.
Too bad you chose the town.
I would erode you like an alabaster dragon.
Over at the sheriff's station, and Boyd is contemplating the map when Kenny arrives with num-nums.
By the diner, let my mom know that Sarah was okay, and she made those bread things that you like.
Boyd says it's time he visited his wife, grabs a talisman, and leaves the town in Kenny's capable care. Having survived his encounter with Madame Lacringe, Jade enters the bar. He seems astounded that there's actually a bar here.
Turns out it's not a fucking gas station, so I figured.
Clearly on edge, the bartender pours him a drink.
I'll help you feel better.
Jade is both flabbered and gasted as to why nobody is actively looking for answers.
Holy fuck! What is this shit? So good and tasty? Consider it your poor man's potato vodka. You're one of the guys from the 2 Cars, huh?
Jade is clearly getting a little crazy here. Jade does what I would do and grabs his drink and starts to work his way through the problem. While chatting with the bartender, Jade flexes and the bartender actually says something useful.
That radio you brought in, well, if you're so goddamn smart, why don't you figure out how to get it broadcasting, huh?
Because I'm a genius.
Apparently, Smarty Pants Jade hasn't thought of plugging in the radio yet. If you weren't gonna plug it in, why did you grab it in the first place?
Helps me think.
Oh, whatever. Down the block, Sarah approaches the Matthews home and we see she has a scalpel in her pocket. Upstairs, Tabitha is wrapping Ethan's leg and she remarks that he seems to be healing really fast. And Ethan has some thoughts about the town.
I think this place is special. I know it tries to hurt people, but maybe it tries to help people too.
You know, that's just like your opinion, man.
Ethan screams in excitement upon seeing Sarah and invites her to go see the playground outside.
There's a playground outside. Wanna see? This one's my favorite.
Jumping over to Nathan for a moment, and he's arrived at the church looking for Father Cautry.
Father Cautry?
Alice and the girls burst through some bushes, and we've arrived at the Brundles. Turns out, the Brundles is a swimming hole and not a new edgy sitcom from Fox. Julie asks Fatima how she retains her positivity.
I smoke rocks.
And Fatima shares a story from when she was a child.
We were getting ready to go see my uncle. These men showed up. Point is, there are always going to be monsters in the world.
Back at the Matthews crib, and Ethan is pushing Sarah around the carousel. Tabitha is thrilled to see Ethan happy, and Sarah invites him over to the farm. She tries to take Ethan by herself, but Tabby insists that she isn't busy. Which isn't true, because she's very busy not helping Jim with the board.
We're not doing anything.
Hey, Jim. I'll be right back.
What would you say you do here?
Cutting to a beautiful field, and we see Boyd walking through the tall grass towards a lone grave marker. He takes off his jacket to spend some alone time with Abby, his wife. He shares the town's troubles, his health concerns, and that he might have a plan to save everyone, but he needs a little of her strength just one more time.
Then I might be able to find a way to get these people home. I don't believe in signs or any of that stuff, but I could really use one right now, okay? Because babe, I'm standing at the plate. And I swing if you tell me to swing. Babe, I just need a little help here.
What is this salty discharge?
2 meadows over, Nathan has finally found Father Cautry, who's been out here getting his meditation on.
Father Cautry?
The knowledge of Sarah's actions are weighing heavily upon Nathan, and he asks the good father about the rules of confession.
If I tell you something, does it stay between the two of us?
Anything you tell me stays between us and God.
Does it go in the butt?
Down on the farm, and the girls watch over Ethan playing with the goats. The two make small talk.
Really, he's a little sweetheart.
Yeah.
You have a really nice family.
Say something, goddammit!
And despite Tabitha's indifference, Sarah offers something seemingly useful.
At least we have the talismans, though. Father Cautry always talks about how much worse it was for people. They just hide in places after dark, hoping the monsters wouldn't find them. Those hiding places are all over town. There's one in the barn. I can show you where it is.
Why didn't you take a picture? It'll last longer.
Back in Meadow 3, Father Cautry gets up, stunned by Nathan's revelation, and the men run back to town. Inside the barn at the farm, Sarah pulls back the wall to reveal a secret hiding place used in the before times, and shoves Tabitha inside.
What are you doing? I'm sorry, Tabitha. Open up! Gotcha, bitch!
Returning to town, Nathan checks the diner for Sarah, and Father K chats with Boyd about how signs work.
If someone asked for a sign, how would they know what they were looking for?
Does it go in the butt?
Inside the diner, the bartender informs Nathan that Sarah isn't here, but rather over at the barn with the Matthewses.
Looking for your sister? Sorry, heading towards the barn with that Matthews lady and her boy.
Sarah emerges from the barn, holding the scalpel behind her back and beckoning Ethan closer.
Where's my mom?
She'll be right out. Come here.
Tabitha screams from her soundproof barn booth, and Sarah gets all weird on Ethan.
I really like you. And what's about to happen is gonna save everyone. Just like in one of your stories.
Someone's in trouble.
Sarah grabs the boy just as Nathan arrives.
Sarah, what are you doing?
This is how we go home.
He tries talking sense to his sister, giving Ethan time to kick Sarah in the shins and run away.
Ethan, run!
Nathan wrestles with his sister until Sarah turns awkwardly and accidentally slices Nathan's throat.
Nathan.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs!
Father K arrives just in time to see Sarah panicking and Nathan bleeding out to death. Kadri and Sarah trade glances, and we cut to Julie and company returning from Lake Brundle. Ethan enters screaming and runs straight into Julie's arms.
What's wrong? It's okay.
Stop crying!
Tabitha screams from the barn when the cavalry arrives. Jim flies in to release Tabitha from her hardwood holding cell, and the two run out looking for Ethan. Ellis arrives with Julie and Ethan, and the family is united once more.
I don't want to go.
Christy checks on Nathan as the crowd surrounds the dying man. Boyd comes back home to have his peaceful afternoon shattered, and Father K fills him in. The men approach the family out of concern, and Jim is... well, he's pissed.
Where is she?
She ran off into the woods.
And if she comes back before dark, then we'll handle it.
And if she doesn't?
If she doesn't, then it's handled.
What's wrong with you people? You talk like this place is fucking Mayberry. One big family, is that what you said? Are you fucking kidding me?
Jim shares a few choice words with the men and returns home to his family. Julie explains what she saw and takes Ethan upstairs for a story. With the children upstairs, Tabitha gets an odd look on her face.
I need something to write with.
I just had an idea.
Tabitha grabs a marker and scribbles a compelling question on the wall.
Ask every question, right?
That's right.
I'm proud of you, you know that.
I had not thought of that.
Beautiful failure!
Over at the diner, Boyd joins Christy in a booth and she shares Sarah's not-so-cryptic questions. Christy feels guilty and Boyd reassures her.
You did not put whatever thoughts you had in her head. You're just trying to do the best you can.
After some quick comforting, the jukebox lights up and plays If I Had a Boat by Lyle Lovett.
I'll be damned.
What is it?
You just got my sign.
He looks around in amazement and we cut to black.